All right, our third and final game of the match between Temur Tower and the New Perspectives combo. This feels like the dream start kind of for the Temur deck. Just turn one green source into Attune with Aether.
And whoever wins this game gets into top 8.
Yes, I know. Oh dear. I could probably guess that Orlando's heart's a little bumping a little bit quickly. Like I said, it's his first PPTQ, possibly his first PPTQ top 8. Seems pretty awesome. Also, it's a pretty sick playmat.
It is a pretty sick playmat, I agree.
So what are we thinking from Ammi's side? Is there really much differentiation in terms of, you know, his kind of starting plays, or is it really just I feel like to some extent it might just be land go and then
land go. If I have a thing to cycle, I cycle it.
Yeah. Just get to that raw mass.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is crazy. It's crazy that it enables him to. He doesn't really do it, but it enables him to like maybe cut some of the cards that you would normally use. Like do you necessarily have to play 4 New Perspectives? You probably want to, but if you can cycle into it, then you're eventually going to get there, and you're going to be doing some amount of cycling in the early games.
No, I can imagine that you would shave maybe 2 New Perspectives and go put in those 2 Drake Havens.
Yeah, there you go. That seems like a fairly clean. Man, I am terrible with the English language. Fairly clean swap out. But I'm still worried at these points against the blue deck, just playing draw go like this. Just I'd be so worried of just all of the counter spells.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then Tireless Tracker seems pretty good.
So if you're Ammi, what counter spell are you the most afraid of?
I think any of them, really. I don't think there's a specific one that you're more worried about than another.
But do you like try to play around Censor, or just say, man, this is going to get Void Shattered or Disallowed? Or
I think you can probably play around Censor maybe to the best of your ability. You don't... I think you're probably just worried more about the hard counters than you are about Censor. Just because Censor's one of those things, like, it's always going to be there. I might get censored some amount of the time, but yeah, here we go. Cycle.
that feels good when you Shefet Monitor, get an island, also draw a Censor that you get to cycle in the same.
This is one of the parts where I think at 6 mana, I think you just go for it. He's only got 2 mana up. It can only be Negate here. I guess it could also be Censor.
It could be Censor, yeah.
But I think you just
gotta try and jam it, I think.
Yeah, you just have to overwhelm the opponent. Alternatively, if he did bring in maybe some amount of the angels, if he could play an angel and have Negate backup, once again, it requires those actually being in his hand, but
that feels really greedy to be playing this deck and have put in Gisela as well as Negate.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. There's a Gisela. Let's see what happens here.
It's... Woo! Maybe the sideboard plan play versus on the draw is a little bit different.
That could be true.
Yeah. But Ammi just... Maybe I can't see if he's got a New Perspectives in hand, but maybe he's got the read that Orlando's got counterspells. And doesn't want to... It just feels so rough when you get your New Perspectives counterspelled, and...
That's true.
And then your opponent's got their entire turn. And I mean, now he's forces Orlando to actually deal with the Gisela, because it's going to put... I mean,
his
each attack...
tracker has to sit there for a while before it can actually attack.
Even if you attack with... If you get another clue, attack with the Tireless Tracker, sure, whatever, I'll take 5, but then I gain 4. So, and you're taking 4, so I'm only taking 1 per turn, whereas you're taking 4.
But the first strike on Gisela feels especially good when the Tireless Tracker's on the field.
Yes. And it's another 2 clues worth to be able to get the Tireless Tracker out of Gisela blocking range.
Alright, so he does have... How did he tap his mana? Oh, it's off screen. Okay. So he does have 3 mana untapped. I guess we're just going to swing with Gisela, garner some life, and make this feel like a little bit of a further battle.
Well, we know that he's definitely got to do something. I think just relying strictly on the Gisela when you've got Dynavolt Tower and Gisela just gets shot down out of the sky, is a little rough.
Here comes a Drake Haven.
Yeah.
Void Shatter.
Void Shatter?
I'd Void Shatter
Sure.
it too if I saw what it did to me last game.
Yep. And with the probably with the energy trigger on the stack, so that you're not able to shoot the Gisela.
That feels pretty good.
Yeah, it feels like a pretty good play. You've staved off a little bit of the worry about your Gisela dying, and maybe you can ride the angel to victory. Certainly.
I feel like that play was also another thing where the kind of competitive, knowing that these cards can be cast at instant speed and such, kind
Makes
of
sense.
comes in handy.
Yeah.
Just the quick thought, quick play, like, oh, you countered this, you have no mana, snap down the cast out.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want you to be able to virtually for free, just because you're casting spells, be able to get rid of my only threat right now.
But she's a good threat. She's a threat, and she gains you some life, gives you some padding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan. She's one of my favorite cards in Standard. I wish I could play her more.
You just jam her into zombies. She's like an honorary zombie.
You're right. She's an angel horror.
Yeah, so close enough. I'm scared of zombies. They're horrific. All right, so this is kind of what we talked about a little bit earlier, just pump up the jam by swinging with the Tireless Tracker. Get in for 5, sure, Ammi's down to 19, but he's just going to swing back and hit Orlando down to 12, go back up to 23, and just hopefully this continues for another 3 turns.
Man, all right, so he played Gisela. Do you think that he put Bruna in there?
Oh, that would be sweet. I don't know though. It feels.
I think I would get up out of my chair and cheer if I saw him resolve a Bruna.
Oh, here we go. New perspectives. Oh, yep, sure.
There's the Disallow.
Yep. Well, counter. We know that the counter spells are going to be rough to get through, but you have to just actually get through them.
You gotta try.
Yeah, you got to get through them eventually. So.
I think that gives him Delirium too.
I feel like he's very far ahead in terms of Delirium. Like every time you cycle a cast out, that's an enchantment. You're cycling your lands, which are the 2 most difficult types, the enchantment and land, to be able to get there. So I think getting Delirium, which is why Traverse feels so good. Getting Delirium is very easy. Oh, geez, and a negate?
He negates the Traverse.
Interesting.
I imagine, he probably did have Delirium, and he was probably like, you can't go look for Bruna. In my mind, that's what they're saying. I'd like to think.
Oh, yeah, geez. I don't even know if Bruna would have been on my radar, having seen that. I would have cried had that happened. But, well, assume if I was Orlando. But, feel safe. My thinking was, he's probably just going to get a Shefet Monitor to
a Sweltering Suns.
Well, that deals with,
That kills our angel friend.
Well, she's not Orlando's
my angel friend. Okay.
Yeah, not Orlando's friend.
You're right.
Any means. Yep.
She'll fly too close to the sun too.
Poor.
All these poor flyers in the new perspectives deck. Just.
That's the secret flavor behind Sweltering Suns. Really, it's just
deals with all the.
Yeah, it's. We thought it was
flyers.
Egypt. No. It's actually like Greek mythology and.
Just the story of Icarus.
Yes. Oh, here we go. Another Drake Haven.
Let's see if this one makes it.
Yes, if this resolves, I don't know. Ammi feels just significantly ahead. He's ahead. Oh, well.
Nope. We're gonna Void Shatter that one too.
Rough. What is this? 4 counterspells so far?
Yep. And gonna cycle the Sheltered Thicket.
Yep. And draw into another cycler.
Probably take some Tireless Tracker beats.
This feels the worst thing I feel is that there's only Ammi only has a single blue source.
Ooh, you're right.
So even if he had multiple Drake Havens or New Perspectives, can't even cast them. Can't cycle the Vizier and cast something else.
That isn't even something that I noticed.
Yeah.
I just assumed that the deck
has all of the mana all the time.
Mana all the time.
Yeah. If only it were that easy.
It doesn't even have a Weirding Wood?
Nope.
Oh, geez, that's so rough.
Oh, here we go. Another
Let's try
Bruna.
for another Gisela.
Yes, that's what I meant. We knew what I was talking about, Gisela.
Yeah, we knew.
Yes.
What do you do? Orlando, are you worried about the Gisela?
I don't know. I feel like this Tireless Tracker's gotten a significant amount of value. He's already drawn 3 cards off of the clues.
Man, you feel real bad if you're Ammi right now. Every threat is just getting countered.
We've got 3. This is the 4th counter spell in a row. Oh man, Tireless Tracker is. Yep.
Whew.
Okay.
Snap down the cast out onto the Tireless Tracker. There goes a threat. Now on a 3-turn clock, it looks like.
Yes, indeed. 3-turn clock.
And
Oh, just short of a 2-turn clock.
Got a Giselle in the graveyard and a Giselle in exile and another threat to be played for Orlando.
What does it look like? Looks like we've got an Attune with Aether in hand, as well as a Censor. Whew. All right, now's the time. If Ammi can draw a new perspectives, he's got this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he has to.
Maybe. He has to have the right things in his hand to go off, too.
Yeah. Vizier.
Cycle of Vizier. I think he's hoping to get another blue mana source.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Vizier
Shadow of the
untaps
Grave?
it. But yeah, he's just
trying desperately.
Yeah, exactly. He's been met with a really unfortunate string of really good draws from Orlando.
Yeah.
He's countered or been able to answer every single one of Ammi's threats, and it just must feel really rough.
Quite.
Combined with the fact that there is only the first blue source. Yeah.
Hard casting a Vizier.
Yep. You know you're in a rough spot when you're hard casting your various cycling cards.
Creatures. Ugh.
Yeah, it's.
This isn't the deck purely to combo, but I have to cast it.
Yes, or else I'm just dead. He has to block because if he pops a clue, yep, he's at 6. Pop the clue, and then that's 9.
Go to. Ooh.
Cycle.
The Censor.
Yeah, that's 9 toughness or 9 power right now. It was 8 power before, so
his only hope is to block the Gearhulk. Or I guess he could block either one. But I would probably go for Gearhulk maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know that it really
blocking
makes
blocking the Gearhulk puts him at 2 versus putting him at 1.
Maybe 1 if he sacks a clue if he draws a land and plays it.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, and a Sweltering Suns to get rid of the blocker anyway. Oh dear.
Ammi will make him go through the motions, as we've said, and the hand is extended, and it looks like Orlando goes to top 8 in his first PPTQ.
He had a Sphinx of the final word in hand. Oh man, that is really rough. So it looks like the not having the second blue source is what really ended up hurting him. That's very rough considering he plays 2, 3.
He should
4,
play
5.
quite a few.
There's 6 blue sources.
Not irrigated farmlands, feathered pools. 2 islands, 6?
Yeah, 6 blue sources, but just being able to cycle through to be able to get everything, I don't know. It feels a little bit rough, and it's a super unfortunate break for Ammi just not being able to get that second blue source. Because I feel any of the couple turns previously, if he gets that second blue source, he's just able to
cast multiple things a turn.
Well, yeah, cast multiple things a turn, but also play that Sphinx, and the Sphinx was in his hand for a little while, and that's his trump card in this matchup. There's no way whatsoever for Orlando to be able to interact with that, and all of those counter spells that Orlando was trying to play. Sphinx of the final word, has the final word and says, don't even think about it.
Yeah, he must have drawn it off of like the Vizier or something too, and then just had the blue mana open from the Vizier, but couldn't.
Yeah,
Not enough mana at that point.
Well, congratulations, Orlando, on making your first top 8 of your first event.
That's exciting.
I'm super excited to see how this kind of shakes out, and we'll see you in the quarterfinals.
Let's go.